Next, we're going to talk about the civil rights movement for Native Americans. We've talked about Native Americans consistently throughout this course as we have looked at their struggles throughout American history, so just starting with exploration, then going to the Trail of Tears, to the Dawes Act, into the American Indian Citizenship Act. Even in the 1950s and 60s, the Native Americans still have a lot of difficult things that they are dealing with. So here are some struggles for Native Americans during this time period. First is going to be lack of funding on the reservations. So they're going to be in small areas, and there's not going to be a lot of funding for the preservation of Native American history and culture. Second is they wanted greater respect for their heritage. Native Americans felt that they were not respected, and history does reflect that as well through the events we've already discussed. Third is that textbooks, TV shows, and movies showed anti American Indian bias. So they are dealing with a perception issue as well. So, to try to combat these problems, Native Americans create the American Indian movement, also known as AIM. The major goal of this is to obtain greater understanding of the American Indian point of view, their way of life, and their history. This is a logo from the American Indian movement. Part of the American Indian perspective is kind of what you see in this cartoon here. You see this person who's probably a government leader pointing to this family saying it's time to reclaim America from illegal immigrants. Then you see the Native American that's there with his arms crossed saying, I'll help you pack. This is showing the perception that Native Americans view that European settlers took American Indian lands, that the real legal immigrants are these people that took over the land from Native Americans. So this is that perception that Native Americans would like a little bit more respect. So they're going to get this through occupation. Occupation means we're going to take up some space. So the American Indian movement is going to occupy government monuments on Alcatraz Island, as well as Wounded Knee in South Dakota, in order to draw attention to their conditions and hopefully pass some legislative changes. There was a video for Native American occupation, but it is not working, so I apologize for that. So that's all you need to know for Native American civil rights.